Hi all, welcome to Easy Tech. Today we'll discuss about data warehousing concept session 3. In the previous sessions we discussed about the operational data source, that is ODS, then the characteristics of ODS. Then we discuss about what is data warehousing, why we are building a data warehouse, what is the purpose behind it, how it is helping an organization to perform better, how it helps to take up better decisions. Then we discuss about the data warehousing types, data mart, enterprise data warehouse, then what is difference between data mart and data warehouse, what is difference between OLTP and OLAP. So if you haven't watched the previous session, I'll recommend you please go through that session 1 and session 2 for better understanding of these mentioned topics. Now we'll move on session 3. Today's agenda is data warehouse design. How we should design our data warehouse. What are the different types of designing, that is top-down approach or bottom-up approach. Then when we done with the design, how to build that data warehouse. Then OLAP. OLAP, we discussed about this term in the earlier sessions, but not in detail. So in this session we'll discuss in detail what is OLAP. Okay. Data warehouse design. Whenever we are saying data warehouse, you should have a picture in your mind like this one, the whole picture. Whenever there is a data warehouse, there is ODS, there is some performance cleaning and scrubbing and the transformation of data, and we are loading that data into data warehouse, and on top of data warehouse there are reports. So make it very clear, whenever I'm saying a data warehouse, you should have this picture in your mind. There is little bit changes as per the rules, techniques, but the base of data warehouse is like this. We have ODS, this one. We are extracting the data from the ODS, transforming them and loading into the data warehouse. And on top of data warehouse, we have the reportings. Got it? So let's move on the data warehouse design. So whenever we are designing a data warehouse, we should take care of, we should consider that this picture, now I have to build that picture. So we have information from multiple sources, right? At the first we saw that different ODS. So I have to integrate all that information and load them into the data warehouse for the better reporting purpose, right? So data warehouse design is the process of building a solution to integrate data from multiple sources, that is that multiple ODS, that supports analytical reporting and data analysis, which supports analytical reporting and data analysis, which we are doing on the actual data warehouse. Data warehouse design is one of the key techniques in building the data warehouse. So when we choose key technique, when we are saying a key technique, it mainly points that you should choose the correct technique for your project. If you are choosing a correct technique for your project, you will save your cost and your time. And if you do a mistake there, your project, you have to bear a cost, extra cost. So choose wisely which techniques you like, rather than liking, which technique suits to your project need. So it depends on your project need. Mainly it's how I want to build that. So when we talk about data warehouse techniques, it's mainly the research of two peoples who gives us the technique to build a data warehouse. One of them is Bill Inman, who has invented the top-down approach, and the second one is Ralph Kimball, who has invented the bottom-up approach. Let's discuss the first one, top-down approach. So, as I said, it's been invented by Bill Inman. So, Bill Inman, I'll just give a background. So, whenever we are thinking about data warehousing concepts, data warehouse, these two peoples are really important, Bill Inman and Ralph Kimball. Their theories, we all are following their theories. To do anything in the data warehouse, we are following their theories, their research. So Bill Inman is termed as a father of data warehouse. Okay. So this picture depicts how the top-down approach is. So if you see, this picture is pretty much similar what till this is what we have data warehouses. Okay, we have ODS, we are cleaning into staging area, and then data warehouse. So what extra we have here is data mart, right? So in the top-down approach, if I see, we have the extra data marts. So top-down approach itself suggests that we should create a data warehouse first, and on top of data warehouse, we should create the data marts for the different departments, for their different departments needs. So when we say top down is nothing but top is data warehouse. So create a data warehouse first, and then down, then the data marts. Okay. So what we do is we extract the data from the various source systems, we load that data, we clean that data, we just check the correctness of the data, and we load that data into a data warehouse, and on top of data warehouse we create the data marts as per our need. Now whenever we have different approaches for the same thing, we always talk about advantages and disadvantages of each technique. So for the top-down approach, what are the advantages? As we are building a data warehouse first, that is a major part, the central part of design we are building first. So every data marts, whichever we are creating the data marts from that data warehouse, has a same dimensional view. Why? Because we are creating on top of the same thing. Every data mart is created on top of the existing data warehouse. Okay. Then on top of that, if I want to create a new data mart, it's very easy because my base is already there. We have that data warehouse in place. We have to just create a data mart on top of that. So that creating a new data mart is very easy in this technique. Now what are the disadvantages? The very first, this methodology is inflexible to changing departmental needs during the implementation phase. So assume I have an organization which has multiple different departments. So let's take an example of telecom domain, the Airtel, Vodafone. So Vodafone company. So Vodafone company itself has multiple departments in it, sales, then billing systems, different HR system, all different systems within the Vodafone. Now if I'm building a data warehouse first, I'm considering all the enterprise level needs. Now in between, a particular department comes in, HR department comes into the picture, and they say, hey, I want to change particular things the way you are doing it. It's very hard, Now I'm not looking from the HR perspective, I'm looking from the organization perspective. So if I just change something on from the department point of view, it will impact for the other departments. Probably it can impact It may impact or it may not impact. So this methodology is inflexible to changing departmental needs. So if any department wants something to change, it's very hard. Second is, it represents a very large project because we are creating a data warehouse first and then data marts. So the ultimate time and cost for this project is very high. Next is Ralph Kimball. Ralph Kimball, he has suggested the bottom-up approach. What is the bottom-up approach suggest? It's pretty much similar. It just if you see change in the third box. Earlier we have data warehouse first, and then on top of data warehouse we have data mart. Here we are creating a data mart first, and then out of that data mart we are creating a data warehouse. Right? Now when we are building a data warehouse from the data marts, we are using a architecture. That architecture is called as data warehouse bus architecture. In that architecture, a single dimension table is being used in the multiple facts, and that type of dimension is called as confirmed dimension. So don't worry about these terminologies, dimension, facts, what are that? We'll discuss that in the upcoming sessions. So just think, we'll discuss all these terminologies like fact, dimension, confirm dimension, what are they. But for as of now, just remember, whenever there is a bottom-up design, we are creating a data warehouse from the different data marts using data warehouse bus architecture. Okay. Now, what are the advantages? The very first, it contains consistent data marts, and these data marts can be delivered quickly. What we are doing is we are creating a data marts directly. So if you compare with the top-down approach, we can deliver the data marts very easily and they are available for the reporting. Now any departments, they can do their reporting very easily and very fast in very short period of time. Okay, so the cost, and mainly the bottom-up approach is focused towards particular team need, department need. So ultimately, as we are creating a data marts directly, the time is shortened and the cost also reduced, which is a disadvantage in top-down approach. Got it? What are disadvantages? Very first disadvantage, we saw multiple advantages of this approach, but disadvantage is when we are creating a data warehouse, out of that we need to coordinate with multiple teams, multiple department teams to create a data warehouse out of that data marts. When we say just create a data warehouse from the data marts, it seems very easy. No, it just seems very easy. It's not easy at all, because they needs multiple coordination and the collaboration between the teams, and we don't have the full picture of the business needs, because we are just creating from the standpoint of any particular departments. We are creating a departments data mart for departments, one data mart, two data mart, three data mart, four. So everyone has their own needs. So we are just building like that. We don't have the full picture of business need, right? Okay.
Next is how to build data warehouse. So whenever we are thinking about data warehouse is not any kind of product. Okay. Plus try to understand, we need architecture for building a data warehouse. We have to set some goals, some stages, what we need to do, what we want to achieve, what we have, and what we want from that. So, data warehouse requires an architecture, it's not a product. When we are thinking about that, we should identify the development methodologies, including stages and pilots. We have to identify how we want to develop and the stages. Whenever you are thinking, just think big and start with the small things. Okay, so as per the think big, start small. Steps to build a data warehouse. Now just talk about the again the previous examples which we discussed. Vodafone company. Okay, now Vodafone company wants to build a data warehouse. They asked us to build a data warehouse. But what data warehouse? What they need? What exactly business need? Vodafone need? I mean, when we say data warehouse, it is something we should give some information, the relative information to the business users or the decision makers to take a decision, right? So what kind of decision they want to take from the data, that is really important for us. When we are thinking about building a data warehouse, we should very clear with the bigger picture, what business wants from that. Okay, the very first step, determine the business objective. What business wants, because we are developing something, and if you are not well aware what we want to develop, it's very hard, you know. You have to clear it, make it clear what business wants, make it documented somewhere that these are the requirements. Okay, now I for now just like, take an example. The business wants how many customers do we have, what are the different products, what are the different locations where we are lagging, where we are doing good, kind of questions they have in their mind, and they want answers from us with the help of data. Now to get this all answers, I need some data. I'm not going to tell by myself, right? So we need data sources. So collect and analyze information from where we can get this all customer related information like their city, their product, their status, whether they are active or not. So collect and analyze the information. Next is identify the core businesses. Next is construct a conceptual data model. So when we have business needs, when we have the where we can get the information, now it's time to construct a data model. Just place the data model, conceptual data model, from where we have information A, from where we'll have information B, from where we'll have information C, and we have to integrate them to a data warehouse. So construct a conceptual data model. Then locate data sources and plan data transformation. We have to locate different CRM system, different ODS, and we have to plan the data transformation, whatever the business rules we want to apply. We have to well document all of them. We have to discuss with the business and make it with the some graphics or maybe with the data flows diagrams, so it will be very crystal clear to everyone that this is what we're going to do. And next is set tracking duration. Next is implement the plan. So implement according to your plan, what we have set the goals. So this is how we build a data warehouse. So these are the basic steps, what we should follow, what we should look at. Next is OLAP. OLAP is O is for online, L for online analytical processing. So online analytical processing. OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Now when we say OLAP, what OLAP is exactly? So OLAP is a kind of, it's a bunch of software tools. It's different software tools which helps us in the analysis of data. So in the data warehouse picture, we saw that we load data till data warehouse, and then on top of data warehouse we have the reporting. So all these reportings will is done with the some tools, software tools. They helps us in the analysis, multidimensional analysis of a business data for the better understanding or trend analysis or some calculations. So OLAP is also known as decision supportive system and then business intelligence system. So both are nothing but the OLAP. OLAP is the tools which will help me in the trend analysis and the calculations of the complex calculations of the data so that the users can take a decision. That's why they are decision support system. Okay. Again, this is same what we discussed earlier. Why OLAP? Now we have different things to analyze. Then why OLAP? A very basic first one is they are giving you as the insights with the multiple dimensional views. What are the multiple dimensional views? I'll tell you later. Fast and interactive insights, ad hoc analysis. So whatever analysis you want to do, ad hoc analysis, like at once glance you said, okay, I want to see a population of Vodafone customers in the India. Then you just said that I want to look at state wise. Again you said I want to see city wise. So all these analysis, it is available through the OLAP. So these are the ad hoc analysis, multidimensional views. That's what we call slice and dice and drill down of the particular data. What is its struggle with? OLAP has also some limitations. Very first one is in the increase of business data, it's little bit, they'll not perform good. Once you have a huge information, it will not perform quickly. It will take some time, and it has the performance issues. Okay, this is one of the example. Okay, Tableau is a software tool which helps us in the analysis. This picture depicts the customer share of all the service providers in India, their subscriber base. So if you look at Idea, you have 17.85%, Reliance Jio, that is 15.76, Vodafone almost 19%, Bharti 25.7. Okay, OLAP versus OLTP. So when we see a bigger picture, what their OLAP is and what is OLTP is. So all OLTP is nothing but all your ODS and the ETL. It comes as a OLTP. Whereas OLAP is from a data warehouse. It starts. I have a data and I want to analyze. So on top of data warehouse, we have some OLAP cubes or the software tools which are helping us in the analysis. They are nothing but the OLAP. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a great day.